Welcome back to game number 5. Although if you're on YouTube, you'd probably never went anywhere because these are consecutive videos all attached together. So, thanks for continuing to watch. This game we're going to be watching is Mind versus Bisu, round 2. And unfortunately for some of the people who missed it in the stream, I'm going to have to spoil it, but Mind won the first game. We may have a repeat of the MSL here, where Mind was able to take Bisu down at his peak, his absolute peak, in an epic series of TVPs that was a best of... What did they do? A best of 5 in the finals of the MSL? Or 7? I can't remember. I feel like it's a best of 7. But Bisu is down 1. He's got a 63% win rate against Terran. Mind had, what was it? I wonder if it went up a little bit after that. 50.52. I wonder if they updated that after that last game or not. But definitely Mind is looking to continue to leverage that win and hopefully put Bisu on tilt, or keep Bisu on tilt after that game and go for another win. Now, we'll get into this in a second once the buffering is complete. Come on, guys. What do you have to talk about? Look at those glasses! How thick can you make a bezel? Is that what it's called? Alright, these guys are ready to go, and so am I. Let's do this. Here's the intro. Round of 8, quarterfinals. Bisu versus Mind. Go! I'm pretty sure that's how they say it in their heads when they type that. Oh! I just realized that's the Korean version of goal. Because there's no L. They only have R's. Genius. Alright, in the top right corner, we've got Mind in teal. This time it is going to be teal, or maybe even aqua. I don't know. That's probably more of a teal. There he is, looking intense, as always. The Scholar Terran going up against the God Toss, the Bisu, the Bruce Lee Toss, Bisu, the Pro Toss. Although I didn't really remember what color he is. The White Knight. He is in white. And they are playing on Avalon, which is again the Snow Tile set 4-player map. They are both on the top half of the map. And Mind didn't play the game that I thought he was going to play the first game. Historically, in the games that we've watched so far, Mind has only won games against Protoss where he's like semi-cheesed. It's not real cheese, but I call it semi-cheese, where he's bunker rushed. And he's going out for a fairly early, not scout, but a proxy-ish barracks. So my guess is he's going to go for that bunker rush this game as well, which is definitely his playstyle against Protoss. And indeed, we see the second SCV heading out, and he's going to build the second barracks, I think. He's going 2 racks. We're going to see the cheese. Epic cheese coming from Mind. The least likely person to a full-blown cheese in the entire Pro League scene. I've never even seen Mind cheese before. And I'm not even sure he knows how to do it. You can see he feels he's worried because he's like, what do I do next? Do I make a supply depot? Or do I just make Marines? I don't know. And Bisu! No! Bisu, what are you doing? You're going to lose it if you go this route. Bisu goes for the 14 Nexus. He didn't even go Gateway. We've got Ultimate Greed against Ultimate Cheese. This is another example of a build order win coming in here with the 2 racks. Well, the only thing he's got going for him is the fact that he's not going to scout him right away. The only thing going for him. And Bisu is going to scout this 2 racks. Apparently, not instantaneously. Is he going cross position? Why? Why are you doing this, Bisu? He's gonna see. Oh my God! He thinks the SCV is coming from that base. No way! Oh my God! Bisu is totally making the weirdest decisions here, and it's not gonna work out for him. And Mind knows where Bisu is now. He's heading over. He's going with SCVs and Marines, but only the SCVs that were scouting originally Four Marines are heading over there, and the bunker's going down right in the middle of the base. There's going to be a probe right on top of the SCV. The SCV is going to have trouble finishing that, but it doesn't matter because 3 Marines are running into the base, and Bisu knows at this point that he's been had. He's been played a fool. He's spinning all over my desk. He's losing probes. The Marines are coming out in full force at this point. There are 5 Marines coming in, and Bisu realizes that his series is over. His tournament life is over here in the quarterfinals. To Mind! No way! Mind cheesed him! Of all people, Mind cheesed Bisu, and he realizes it's game over. You can see the despair settling in. You guys know this feeling, I'm sure, when you just realize there is nothing left that you can do. A Zealot pops out, but the Marines make it into the bunker. He does get a single kill with a single pylon left. That Zealot is not going to make it. He goes down, the probes go down, and GG still hasn't happened from Bisu, as he is clearly salty, and GG from Bisu. Oh, that hurts. That is painful. Holy crap, man. I did not expect that from Mind, and clearly neither did Bisu. So, I gotta say, well played, my friend. Well played. That was... He is cashed on. He's cashed in on like 5 years of standard play for this moment. 5 effing years. No! 8 years! 8 effing years of standard play to pull off this epic cheese in the quarterfinals. He's blown his cover. That's it. It's all over. He's never going to be able to do this again. Incredible. Alright, GG YouTube. See you in the next game. Alright, game number 6 on the way. Free versus Hero, match number 2. And in the first game, I believe Hero actually won. Spoilers for the people watching the stream. Yeah, Hero won the first game. So on to game number 2, Free is trying to redeem himself. But again, historically, we have seen the Protoss really struggle with taking down the Terran, or Zerg. We don't do second takes here, guys. We just go for it. So, mistakes will be had, but that's okay. Hero's got a 52% win rate against Protoss. Free's win rate against Zerg was, let's go back for a second, it's over here, is actually 53% as well. So, not a terrible Zerg player. But the meta seems to be that Zerg have been just dominating Protoss in general. It is what it is. Come on, Buffer, help me out here. I don't want to skip you. Looks like we're going to get right into it at this point. Free is busy picking his nails before we get started here. You got to be careful when you've got APM as high as these guys get. Just clicking around, you can cut your own fingers if your nails are too long. Ah! It's a workplace-related injury. My total case incident rate has just increased by 1. Alright, in the top left, we've got Free, the blue Protoss, fighting for his tournament here, his tournament life, against Hero, the yellow Zerg. And it appears that they are once again playing on Demian. I don't think these two played on Demian, but a game that we watched earlier was played on Demian, so it's not the first time we've seen it tonight. And Zerg is scouting in the right direction to start. So I'm kind of curious what Free is going to go for here. I would assume that he'll go fairly standard based on the fact that this game will make him or break him. It is possible to go cheese, but unlikely. It is a big risk if you do that. And no, he's going to go for the Forge Fast expand, which I think is the right play to make. You got to get that expansion up and running against that Zerg player who's going to do the same against you and get a third base very quickly too, for that matter. And what we've seen most Protoss struggle with is they can't seem to find the timing to go for a solid 2-base attack and get that third base up. And the Zerg feel like they've been able to get that Free third and fourth base behind it, because what they'll do is their third base is probably going to be down here, for instance, and then he gets a Free fourth over there. And with some solid just sunken placement between evolution chambers and Hydralisk dens, it's not worked out very well for Protoss to break that. So this game, we certainly may or may not see that. I know, very indicative of what's to come, but it is what it is. But at least to start, things are going to be pretty standard for both players. We're going to see a pool go down actually before the hatchery, and we have a bit of a drone probe war. It looks like the probe is getting the better of that exchange. And a second, oh, pylon block! Oh, that's ballsy. But honestly, a good play, I think, for Free to be making. So this is going to force Hero to make a decision here. Is he going to go for a extended second base? He's going to be forced to make some links for sure. He's not going to oh, he does cancel it at the last second, and now he's just going to try to delay it further. But he knows that there was probably an expansion base taken somewhere. Lings are now out on the field as well, so he will be able to get that third hatchery. And now he's honestly, Hero's not terribly behind from all this, by the way. That's the real issue here. Oh, he's going to get a probe as well. Very nice micro. That probe took an unfortunate path, and Hero just his drone stayed within that attack range the entire time. And now he's on 3 hatchery, 3 base, with just a small delay in that second hatchery being completed. He's really not terribly behind there. I almost wish that Free would have kept the pylon in Hero's expansion. I feel like that would have been a bit more worth his while. Prime, I am not going to answer that question, but we don't need to find out is really what it is, okay? Let's keep it that way. YouTube, you don't know what we're talking about? Let's keep it that way. If you want to know, join the stream. So while there's a lull in the entertainment, I'll give a quick plug for those of you who want to follow along and see when events are being posted. You can go to the Facebook page, www.facebook.com/RisePubGames. I do try to post everything there, although I didn't post tonight's stream there for some reason. That was my mistake. I'll get on that for the next one, though. And I'll even backdate one, I guess. But, yeah, I try to post everything that I do there and anything that happens with the stream. So like the copyright issue, the stream schedule change. I'm no longer doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And Sunday I'm actually debating not doing on stream live with the new series. I'm doing a new series called Steam Sale Sunday as I work through every Steam game in my library. I did 1 game so far, for the Awesome, which is a lot of fun actually. But I can't stream and record a high-quality video at the same time, so I might do that one offline and make that a YouTube exclusive. Whatever. I'm sure that won't break anyone's hearts, but just something that I'm debating at the moment. Although if there's overwhelming response to, hey, try to do it live if you can, I'll certainly do that. Scouting probe taken out at this point. We do have a decent amount of links come out. We don't have a lair as far as I can see, and we do have a Hydralisk Den. So we might see a repeat of the build used in one of the more recent games. I can't remember who it was anymore. Well, Kwanro did the match where he went mass lings, and then we just saw, who was it? It was Hero versus Free. It was the same exact guys. It was just in the first game that we watched where he went mass hydras, and it worked out really well. And it looks like he may be considering doing that same exact thing. Hydras are out of the map. They are going to go in and start picking off that Forge Fast expansion. And we don't have anything to back this up. That's going to get scattered by the Corsair, and he's going to see a lot of Hydras heading his way. The question is, what will Free do in response to this? Unfortunately, he's probably going to lose that Forge, as they highlight now. That upgrade is probably not going to finish. He'll get a free... oh, he's right on top of the cannon! There are no other cannons here. This game could end here and now, as nothing else is completed. Another one goes down. Probes are out on the line at this point. Free is in a lot of trouble trying to buy whatever time he can, but those cannons are so far back that he'll be able to pick off that gateway, and then he'll be able to pick off the pylon as well. And this is huge. It looks like the upgrade may have finished for Protoss. I think we have to see him click on a unit, actually, first to verify this, of course. But no more cannons to be had. He drops one more down before that Forge is taken out. 2 more down, actually. And maybe, oh, a bunch of probes killed there, and a small exchange as well. Now, that pylon looks tasty, but if he goes after it, he will lose most, if not all, of those Hydra. So he's got a big price to pay. That is going to be a cannon. Okay. So a slight Artosis pylon going on there, but a hard one hit for sure. Templar are going to be coming out very shortly, potentially DTs, but more likely Templar. Templar are very effective against, I mean, we do have a Corsair, but I haven't seen any additional Corsairs made. So that indicates High Templar, not Dark Templar. Yeah, and he's not even building anymore. And the gateway numbers are going to increase here to 4, no, to 3 actually, because he lost one. And this is going to be scouted. He's going to see that nothing is building out of the Stargate. He'll probably get an eyeful of that Templar Archives as well. Storm is most likely being researched at the moment. I think he sees it. Hero knows exactly what he's got to do here, which is make more units, because he's Zerg. That's what you do. The Evo Chamber goes down so he can start getting some upgrades, and Free is in a very difficult position here. We may see the continuation of struggles for Protoss to beat Zerg. He's going to get a free Overlord kill, but not before the Overlord sees everything that's going on inside the base, and honestly, Hero can afford it without much of an issue. Spire coming out, I can't imagine we'll see much Scourge. It's going to be a full repeat, I think. I'm curious what he was about to build there. Creep, alright, so he's going to build some additional defense. That's kind of what I was thinking based on what he was building, but we should see Muta popping out. I mean, Muta are going to be able to pop off the Templar. They're going to be able to deal with the single Corsair, and he hasn't built anything in a while, so he's probably been banking for the past couple of minutes minerals and gas so that he could go these Muta. Now, these obviously have been scouted, but they're going to be there so quickly, there's not going to be much response that can be had. And there's no Forge! Oh my goodness! He's going to have to stop mining out of that base. Templar, oh, there are a couple of Dark Templar out in the field, so he's actually gone for a split. We were talking about this last game, wondering why he didn't go DTs out of desperation. And now we've got Muta straight on top of the probes. Oh no! He's got 2 Storm that go down. And now all the Templar are going down. He only manages to make an Archon, and he does get a couple of Storm hits out there. Maelstrom potentially coming out here with that Dark Archon. But oh man, it's going to be a delay tactic. He's got nothing to actually kill those, and he's going to lose all of his mining probes in his main base. A couple of Dragoons do pop out, but in small numbers, Muta will destroy Dragoons, and the Corsair the Corsair doing some work. Keep in mind, every time he hit, he was hitting that entire pack, but Hero don't care. He's going in, and he's going to try to take down the front with Hydra, and Free's got no money. I mean, he has taken so many probe losses early on at the expansion, and now the main base is mined out, or not mined out, but has no mining probes. He will continue to clear this out, most likely, before taking out even the Corsair. No, he does get the Corsair. But significant kill counts on the Muta that are left. 3 on that one, definitely some more on the others. And a strong force of Hydra pushing in that now only have to deal with a couple of Dark Templar. And there are Overlords out in the field to deal with this. A couple more Muta are out. It looks like they're going to be cleared up pretty quickly. But the bait may have been taken. There are Muta that are going to try to drag them back into the main base. That's exactly what we see. Corsair are safe from those Scourge, and with this attack, Free might have been had here. He's going to go try to pick off the High Templar over there, and GG coming from Free. He's not even going to bother. Those cannons evaporated. And game number 2 goes to Hero. So Hero 2-0's Free, who, by the way, was looking pretty strong in the group stages and doing pretty well in the SSL for that matter, and gets knocked out by Hero moving into the semifinals. So good job to Hero, and unfortunate loss for Free. And that's going to wrap up this game, so we will see you in the next Game 7 or 8. What do we have left? 1 or 2? I don't know. But we're going to stop the recording here, so see you in the next game. Game number 7. Kwanro versus... who was it? I forget. Killer, game number 2. The first ZVZ was an awesome example of a build order win. And let's see if Killer has some better luck this match. We're going to jump right into it, though, because we're we're running a little short on time here. I gotta back up a little bit because I don't know which player is which. Let's do this! Killer versus Kwanro. Yeah, it is more polite, Steve. Got it. I didn't see it. I'm sorry, dude. I can't read everything. I'll try, though. So first off, we've got Kwanro, the purple Zerg in the bottom left. They are playing on La Mancha this time, which is the desert tile set map. Going up against Killer, the... Did I get the colors backwards? Oh, he's the purple Zerg. My bad. Shoot. Wait a second here. Wait a second. I think Kwanro is purple. And Killer is blood red. I'm really screwing this video up. I apologize, guys. Alright, so I think Kwanro is purple and Killer is red. And this game, we're going to see a more conservative build, it looks like, coming out of Killer. Going for the extractor trick to get that extra 10th drone before getting a Overlord. And on the other hand, we are going to see a 9 pool coming out of Kwanro, which is exactly what it did last game, which gave him that build order win against the 12 hatch that we saw in close positions against Killer. Now, keep in mind, build order wins are more severe the closer you are. When you're cross-map like this, there's actually, in some cases, enough time for a 12 hatch to be enough to defend against this. So this game, Kwanro, even though he went for what appeared to be a build order win that we saw last match, the map's pretty big, and it'll take him a while to even scout his opponent and find out where he's at. Now, they will meet Overlords in the top left, so he'll know where Killer is, but he may not actually go into him right away. And it may be enough time for Killer to get just enough drones or lings to deal with it. So, something to keep in mind as we watch this match. So, it should be mentioned, though, that this is a slightly risky play regardless for Killer. He lost last game going this exact build to Kwanro's exact build that he's going this game, and lings are out on the field. At this point, Kwanro has not yet scouted him. He doesn't know where he is. He could go to the right, or more likely he will go to the middle. If he doesn't see anything in the top left, in terms of Overlords passing each other, he will instead go to the bottom right. However, he is about to cross paths with that other Overlord. And no, so instead of waiting for that, he is just going to go to the top right and hope for the best, sends one ling to the bottom right, and this could be a repeat of the last game. He's already got his lair tech going, so we're going to see very fast muta coming out of him as well. However, lings are out of the field this time for Killer, and Killer at this point with the extra larva could be in good shape. Now, Zerglings are on top of the ones that pop right out of the eggs, and so Kwanro gets a fairly good exchange here, but now he's finding himself slightly behind in terms of ling count. But the lair is at least halfway done, if not further than that. But we see no gas coming from Killer. And Kwanro doesn't know this, of course. But he does know that there's an expansion and double the larva that he can produce. He does have speedlings at this point, though, which he's got going for him. And he could go for a run by if Killer gets greedy and decides to try to push out. Now, Killer on slow lings. I'm not sure he got enough. He should have got enough gas to at least get speedlings, but it is going to be delayed because again he went for that 12 hatch versus the 9 pool. He just gets back on gas now, so we're going to see a very delayed lair, and already we see a spire going down for Kwanro. He had to save some larvae there or some supply by going for that quick creep colony before throwing that on a spire to try to maximize the build time of that, which is clever. But now, obviously, he's got to start getting some Overlords built here so he can even build Muta when he's ready. And in the meantime, all Kwanro has to do at this point is delay long enough to get those Muta out on the field, and then it once again puts him in a strong position. But as this game goes on, Killer will find himself in the stronger position with the extra larva and now the extra drones. And he's building an Evo chamber to protect against the potential Muta rush coming from Kwanro. So he smells it. He knows what's coming. It's definitely not a surprise for what he should end up or expect to see coming from Kwanro. But Kwanro's about 5/6 of the way done with his Spire at this point. And the lair, I think, just completed for Killer. Oh! One Ling does manage to get into the base. He's going to see, he sees the Evo chamber. Oh, the lair is not actually done. He's going to see the lair is not done as well. And he's going to know exactly where to head in with those Muta. He's got 2 on the way, and what I would assume is an Overlord. Or, it could be Lings, I guess, but I would assume it's an Overlord to make sure that he can deal with this. Lings are in position outside of the base for Kwanro to defend against any Lings that might be heading his way. A Spore is going down inside the main base of Killer, but if he can get enough Muta in there and pick off enough drones, he's really not going to care about the Spore. A couple hits here or there won't really be a game ender either way. There are a lot of Lings out on the field for both players at this point, but it's starting to feel like Kwanro is going to fall behind here, as Killer is starting to get to that critical point where that expansion is paying for itself and the extra drone or 2 that he's got in terms of his ability to pump out Lings. Now, a Ling comp versus Ling Muta not going to work out so well for him, and it looks like, oh my goodness, we may have a big run by here of Lings for Kwanro, 10 or so, maybe it's a full control group, and we've got some Muta on the way to try to deal with some of the rogue Lings out in the middle of the map. But it's all going to come back down to this run by, which gets spotted. It gets spotted, and Hero has been found out. Hero, I don't know how Hero got into this game. Kwanro has been found out. Now at the front base, it looks like Killer's trying to break that ramp, but with the Muta, he's going to be able to deal with that without too much of a problem. He's going to get some free Overlords there as well with those Muta. He's up to about 5 or 6, 7 maybe at this point, and the Spire is only halfway done. And for is there a Spore under that Overlord? It's actually hard for me to see. It looks like he's trying to cover it up. Lings do try to run by. They are also trying to get a drone kill here. It looks like they're not going to be able to do that. Kwanro decides that he's going to go back to his main base instead of going for the expansion, apparently, and just keep mining there. And we have 2, if not 3, no, we've got 2 Spore colonies inside the base. One Ling does manage to get inside Kwanro's base, but the other Ling will be able to chase that down and take it out in the instantaneous feature. And Muta have made their way into Killer's base. So Killer is definitely on the back foot. It all comes down to how many drones can Kwanro get here. He gets 1, 2. He is one-shotting drones. But with the two Spores, he's going to take a lot of damage every time he jumps in there. A lot of Lings are heading out for Killer to try to do some sort of counter-harassment and put the pressure back on the main base of Kwanro. And Scourge are out on the field as well. So we're actually going to see Scourge play versus the Muta instead of going for Muta versus Muta, which can be a clever play if it's not microed well. But if Kwanro micros it perfectly, it's going to be detrimental to Killer's build. And Kwanro comes back to defend against the Lings that were coming in. He has the time to do that, of course, because he's in control with these. He's got the map control. 1 Muta is out on the field. I would say that drone-wise, we've kind of even up here. The base for Kwanro is almost complete at the natural expansion, and he's got a fairly strong drone line on his mineral line himself. So at this point, honestly, the game is even. Their static defense is definitely in the favor of Killer, but depending on what Kwanro can do with his micro, it can swing one way or the other. He did get a couple of drone kills early on, so that knocked him down a peg. And if you look at the expansion, it's not mining much for Killer. So I think Kwanro should feel fairly confident here at this point, because army-wise, army value, he's definitely much higher than what we're seeing coming from Killer. And now that that base has been completed, he's mining pure gas to continue to bump up those or strengthen those Muta number. Some Lings do get into the main base of Kwanro. It looks like he may lose a drone here if he's not too careful. But the Muta continue to come out. And more Muta are coming out now across the map for Hero. I keep wanting to say Hero. For Killer. And he's going to get a drone kill, at least 1. And he's got some Scourge to accompany that. Ooh, drone almost goes down, but solid micro actually from Kwanro to defend against that at the last second. No Lings at all are heading to deal with that, and he may lose a drone here. No, it is taken out by Kwanro, but there was some mining disruption, and he did lose at least 1 drone from that engagement. But at this point, the real question is, what's the Muta count? The Muta count and the Scourge count is what's going to really drive the tempo of the game going forward. Killer doing a really good job continuing to harass with just a single ling here or there. And I'm curious if he got a drone kill. It doesn't look like he did. It's possible he did, actually. That looked like the death animation of a drone. It's hard to say. Oh no, you guys are telling me that Kwanro is red? I've been messing it up this whole time again? Alright, well, we'll find out, won't we? If I'm right, I'm going to laugh at you guys. So, I'm just going to keep going. Kwanro is purple until we discover otherwise. That'll be the second time this happened, by the way. Damn it. We did drop a couple frames. Yeah, sorry about that. Alright, so at this point, the red Zerg has a decent force of Muta built up at this point, and it looks like as this game extends. Oh, damn it, you guys might be right. They just showed Killer when they were highlighting the purple guy, and Kwanro with the red guy. I hate my life. How much will I confuse people if I just switch names going into this midway? Alright, the top right we have Kwanro, the red Zerg, and he's going up against Killer, the purple Zerg in the bottom left. So Kwanro is now going across the map with his Muta. This is going to mess me up. And we've just got jockeying for position here at the moment. So Kwanro is doing a really good job with his single link harassments, although I don't know if he got many. But it looks... Oh, he's got +1 armor, actually. That's going to be huge against the bouncing glaives. Oh, we have the same, actually, for Killer. So it is going to be similar upgrades, and now even similar Scourge count. So it looks like Kwanro might be up a couple of Scourge here, but I wish the spectators could get a count of Muta. It looks like the packs are fairly similar, and you can see that there's a nice Scourge spread going on. So what happens is, as they engage, the Scourge in the background will be able to be picked and chosen to go to different Muta. So he can send 2 to each one, or 1 to each one, or however he wants to do it. More likely 1 to each one, because by the time he actually hits with the Scourge, they might have been taken out anyway, so that's technically the best way to go. And there's definitely a lot of mechanics that drive this battle coming up. Looks like a free Overlord, if not 2, will be had by Kwanro. And the battle, yeah, another one goes in right there, that gets scouted. Hopefully he had his Scourge on hold position to prevent that from happening. And Kwanro, I feel like his Muta count is getting really high here. He's definitely got multiple control groups. I don't know if they're both full or not of Muta. It looks like he's got 2 control groups of at least, 8 in each one, and it just keeps adding to the pile. Looks like we've got the same, though, for Killer. So who will engage first is the real question. More Overlords being taken out, though, for Kwanro, which is fairly huge. Killer, on the other hand, is only getting lings here and there. And that's not going to win him the game. Another Overlord has had a drone gets taken out there, looks like. Or maybe that was a ling. And oh no! Poor engagement for the Muta of Killer. We've got the Scourge coming in. The engagement is very messy here. Hard to see what's going on. It looks like the Scourge are being microed very well by Kwanro. And I think Kwanro's got the advantage here. The Muta counts are dwindling very quickly for Killer. As we see that the point... Well, I don't know, man. It's going back and forth. No, Kwanro is definitely focusing him down. He's got good reinforcements. We've got only 3 Muta left against like 9, and this is going to be GG for Killer. He's trying to use his Overlords to absorb some of the glaive hits, but it's not going to be enough. And GG coming from Killer. Kwanro takes it 2-0. The red Zerg, Kwanro, takes it 2-0 against Killer. And he's going to move on to the semi, so Kwanro probably feeling pretty good about that. And damn it, I apologize for the confusion early on. I knew something was up, but damn it, I did it again. All right, see you in Game 8, YouTube. Hope you enjoyed that one. On to game number 8, we've got once again 0 versus Mong, 53% win rate for 0 against Terran. And Mong, on the other hand, has got a 0% win rate still against Zerg. And he lost his first game, of course. So he's... No! Yes, no! Mong won the first game! What the hell am I saying? Mong won the first game with some pretty epic one-base play. 0 is in his meditative state going into this. And let's just skip the buffering. Here we go! maybe the last game of the night. We've had a lot of 2-0s, actually. We have not had any series that look like they would even go to a Game 3 now that I think about it. Hey, Cacao, good to see you, man. Meow, meow. Good to see you as well. You missed the ending of what? The game? Yeah, he got Kwanro'd. Big time. All right, in the bottom right of, is this Fighting Spirit? We've got Mong, the Red Terran, who did a fantastic one-base play. I have against the Lurker Hydra build of Zero in the first game, which is incredible. That was completely unexpected and honestly very successful. He went all the way up to Tech Tree too. He even had his science vessels out and just a very solid push into Lurker Hydra to win the game. So obviously Zero's got his tournament life on the line here. The orange Zerg in the bottom left. I don't know if I announced that or not. I should probably mention that. But doesn't look too stressed out at the moment. Just going to play his game, do his thing, and go for the reverse all kill, which is what he has to do in order to win this. Is Mong named after MC Mong? I have no idea who that is. But maybe. There's certainly potential for that. I have no idea, man, actually. Alright, back to the game. So Zerg is actually scouting in the wrong direction with the first Overlord, but the second one will catch it. They'll see this is going to head over to the Terran base next, and we're going to see a 12-hatch build from the Zerg. Very standard play going into this. Terran, on the other hand, is unknown what he's going, actually. He might take the risk. Mong is a pretty ballsy player as far as I can tell. Is it the same sign guy? It is! It's the same sign guy as last time. And Mong is going for 14, or is it 4? Yeah, it's 14 CC, I think, right? I think it's 14 CC. But it's going to be scouted right away. No! Zero's going to see it. Where do you get these StarCraft boards? Oh, they hand them out there, don't they? I kind of want one of those, so I was like, in the middle of the commentating, I can just hold up a sign in Korean that you guys can't read. We saw Bisu. What do we see? How did I see Biselsu earlier? The Bisu Elsa was pretty good. No more drawings for this game, apparently. Looks like the drone's going to see what's going on here, tries to get whatever harassment in that he can, but unfortunately for him, he's taking some damage from these from the SCV that's doing a pretty good job of zoning him out. So Mong is clearly well practiced in the Zone D, and he's going for the bio build, which is expected. It is PV or TVZ. And Zero is just going to build up and do his triple hatch build into I don't know what. Will he go Lair? Will he go Lurker Hydra again? We'll have to see how ridiculous his build is. That drone doing a really good job actually of microing these SCVs. But it's not going to be enough. The first barracks is done. First SE or Marine is on his way, and the command center is going down. It looks like we're not going to see any more delay tactics from that drone. He backs up. Lings are now out on the field trying to deal with the SCV scout. The SCV scout too fat to get up the ramp. No, he does at the last second. Sees the third hatch. Also sees that there is no lair. Oh man, that is unfortunate for Zero. Mong gets a full read on what's going on for free. Or at the cost of one SCV anyway. And someone who doesn't think it means moo cow. I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about, man. But I guess that could be the clan name, moo cow. Cows do go moo, so it does make a little bit of sense. Engineering bay coming down, so we will see fairly quick upgrades and the potential for Tourist, of course, early on to defend against any early Muta, but he knows there's no lair, so there's no real threat of early Muta, just later game Muta. Second SCV is coming in for the scout. This one is going to be intercepted fairly quickly by a bunch of Zerglings, a bunch being two. A gaggle. What do we call, I forget what we called the group of Zerglings. A choir of Zerglings? No. What do they call, a parliament of Zerglings? No, that's owls. That's owls. Someone's got to come up with a good Zergling name. Marshawn Lynch SCV. Nice. You're betting I'm Chinese? You can see me. Do I look Chinese Prime? You guys, really confused. I'm getting trolled by my chat YouTube, just so you know. I'm pretty sure. That's alright. Alright, we've got pretty solid defense up for Mong at this point as expansion. Academy is almost completed, so the first medics will be on their way, and we'll start seeing pressure being put on Zero to throw down probably 5 Sunkens up front. The lair is completed at this point, so he has morphed that in, and I'm not sure if it's a Hydralisk Den or a Spire being built. It is a Spire. He's halfway through with that build, but we should expect to see a Hydralisk Den as well. Now, interestingly enough, we haven't seen a third base being pursued by Zero, and to be honest, I think this is going to be a game where he really needs one. Did the medics really go in the bunker? Why did he do that? Oh, he's trying to get him through with the, I don't know. Maybe they're too fat to get through that gap. Scan goes down. He is going to see the Spire is almost complete. That gives him exact timing of when he's going to start making his turrets. He's actually still got a few moments before he needs to start making them. Barracks number 4, 3, and 4 go down, and the factory. So those two creep colonies are probably going to have to be morphed in very shortly. 2 Sunkens. Standing room only in the crowd here. That's awesome to see, man. I am loving the crowds that we're seeing at the Brood War games. Hydralisk Den is on the way as well now, but we are expecting to see Mutaplay. However, I gotta say the Mutaplay feels a little late. Creep colony number 3 drops down. Again, I'm expecting to see 4 and 5, a total of 5. Stim comes out. He doesn't get anything out of it. 6 Lings really aren't going to be all that threatening anyway. But Muta are out on the field at this point. And Muta Ling, depending on how many Muta he has, could potentially... Ooh, he's got 9. Could potentially take out that group of Marines if he wants to. That SCV is going to scout, and oh, they're not even going to get him. And Stimming Marines trying to go after. They do get a couple of free pot shots on those Muta before they have to retreat. And it looks like Mong is got a defense pretty well up against here in the natural expansion. He's got 3 turrets completed, or almost completed. They just finish up right there, but he is going to lose a significant number of SCVs actually. One-shots are being had left and right here. Muta being forced back though, potentially, as the Marine group is pushing in, and I think we do have 5 Sunkens after all at the front base of Zero. So, investment being forced onto Zero. It looks like Mong isn't even going to fully push that in. There's a 5th creep colony. It looks like he may or may not make that a Sunken. As at this point, Mong is moving back and trying to take out Muta in the middle of the base, or middle of the map, which is not going to happen. Hive Tech going down, so we're actually going to see Lurker Ling play being the next switch most likely. I'm curious if that was scanned by the Terran player. And continuing to see, ooh, a little bit of poor micro there. Continuing to see, though, SCVs taken out by this Muta Force. And the Muta Force hasn't taken a ton of damage, to be honest. I don't think he's lost any Muta out of that pack yet, which is the beauty of stacking Muta, of course. Another SCV goes down, and another. And even the first Muta actually goes down right there. Even the bouncing glaive's doing damage against the turrets, and he's forced to repair that as well. Science vessel and facility on the way, so we should see a Radiate out to deal with at least a Muta very shortly, and backup for the Lurker. Now, Zerg is still on 2 base, and 2 base Terran versus 2 base Zerg. Long term, this is not going to work out for Zero. So he's got to do significant damage here to put Mong far enough behind where he can stay in this game. And if you see it, we're starting to see 3 full control groups. No, 2 full control groups of Marines. 3rd one on the way, and tanks out as well at this point. So Zero, I don't think he did enough damage yet, honestly. And, oh, this 3rd base is going to get scouted by a Marine as well. That's unfortunate. Looks like an entire force of Links are going to have to go deal with that single Marine, which is probably going to be the indicator that Mong needed to see that he's looking to take that base out. Otherwise, why would you send the amount of Lings that he did up there? Decent double control group here of Marines, and curious what the upgrades are. Did they click on a Marine? +1 attack right now. So we should see +1, +1, or +2, +1 shortly. And the first of Science Vessels is on the way, so he can start pushing out across the map against these lurkers. Now there are a decent amount of lurkers, and wow, there's a lot of Sunkens. Remember, Sunkens are actually the only way to spread creep in Brood War for any of you who are Brood or StarCraft 2 fans, so yeah. Probably knew that too, but I don't know. I feel the need to say really basic stuff on occasion here. Might have an issue with lurkers. No, they are spotted. No hold lurkers for 0. That's going to be taken out. Defiler's mount is, I think, completed at this point, so Defiler should be out shortly as well. And they come with Dark Swarm, so all he's got to do is research consume in order to make them useful. But Mong may not be trying to give him breathing room here. Scourge out on the field as well to deal with the Science Vessel. Nidus Canal being created to help defend against that third base. Lurkers are spotted out in the middle of the field. Marines don't care. They run straight in on them. No Irradiate is being out. There's the Irradiate right there to take out one free lurker. Unfortunately for him, he's really going to want to save that for upcoming Defilers, which may get messy. Decent force, though, honestly, for the Zerg player. And he should be able to clean this up potentially with Dark Swarm, or at least delay it. Consume has been completed. So we are going to start seeing Dark Swarm going down. Lurkers and Lings are running in. Dark Swarm is dropped. Marines not reacting. Oh no, surround on the tank. The tanks are both going to be taken out. And Mong is now being caught with his pants down in a very difficult position here where Defilers are going to be able to consume and push across this map very easily into a non-Firebat-based Marine force, or Bio force, I should say, with no tanks. The tanks were taken out. He only had 2, and now Vultures are coming out as well. So we're going to see Vulture tank to try to support with Spider Mines, which can be pretty solid, but whoops, sorry about that, a little risky as well if it doesn't pan out for you. Looks like instead Mong is going to focus on the top left base, but again, that Nidus Canal is in place. So really, 0 should be able to deal with this without too much of an issue. Mong slowly pushing up the ramp, going to see everything that he doesn't want to see, which includes Lurkers and Dark Swarm, and he's forced to allow that to stay in production for the time being. So Mong's got to start going for a third base himself. It looks like he's got a SCV in position to do that. A Radiate is used. I'm assuming he used it on that Defiler, I would hope. And we are starting to see Firebats being built for the Bioforce as well. So Dark Swarm will become manageable in the near future. Although he has not made any more tanks. He is focusing on the Vultures only to deal with this with Spider Mine play, which is a little scary, but certainly can be effective. Certainly. Unfortunately, though, Lings can just run through that, and a couple of Lings can take out multiple Spider Mines, of course. Third base going down now at this point for Mong, and a fourth base as well. And if he gets these bases up, he's going to once again be in very strong position. Lurkers being taken out for free. Dark Swarm is taken out here. Consume going down so he can throw down another one. Plague goes down. Oh my goodness, the red is bleeding. And Science, oh, that is bad. The Science Facility goes down. That is terrible. Why did he do that? Also forces him to cancel one of his bases. I wonder how many he queued up in that starport before losing it. Now the Plagued Marines puts him in a very rough spot. The Muta will just one-shot those, and the Glaives also one-shot Plagued Marines. So what you saw Mong doing there was moving all his Marines, so he didn't waste that medic energy to try to heal them all with limited resources, limited medic energy. And now they are going to heal them all up, so he should be okay. Curious how low that'll take his medics, of course. And tanks are once again back out on the field. But 0 is moving up to 4 bases. Mong is on 3, but his defenses at that 3 o'clock are not strong enough to deal with the amount of Muta that we're seeing out on the field. I haven't seen enough, honestly, turrets or bunkers there to deal with it yet. But he's going drop play at this point. Turrets only going down now. This is very, very bad position for Mong to find himself in. But he's committed to this drop. It's going to be scouted by an Overlord. I would assume that 0 will see this. However, he's not reacting quickly enough. There we go. Here come the units to try to deal with this. There are Scourge out there. There is a Defiler. The Defiler will be able to defend this for a limited time. Marines are not focusing things down. They really need to focus down that spawning pool. He does that. He takes it out. No more Lings for now anyway. Plague goes down again instead of Dark Swarm. That's huge. And now Dark Swarm goes down, and even with the Fire Bat, that's not going to be very helpful. And most of the force is cleaned up already, again, with Cracklings. I think he's got Cracklings anyway. Oh, that is messy. So Mong finding himself in a really poor position. We might see an eraser trick go down here with the two science vessels. Looks like they may be taken out by Scourge as well. What is going on here for Mong? What is he doing? A lot of vultures out on the field? Does he still have those science vessels? I don't know, man. I would imagine Scourge are going to take those out very shortly. Did he erase? Did he do the eraser? What's going on with the science vessels? Come on. I think they were taken out. They're gone. Oh, that sucks. And remember, he had to rebuild that science facility. So now he's going to see there's a limited number of lurkers here. He can try to push in on this. There are no... Oh, he can't get the fourth base completed. There are no science vessels here. There's no anti-air here. Muta can clear this out by themselves. And this is huge. Mong is in a pretty rough spot here still. He's pushing in. He's not going to do any damage against those burrowed lurkers under Swarm. They just don't do anything. Marines are trying to push in to deal with these 6 Muta. It looks like they focused down 1, maybe another one. Vultures moving in. Lurkers going to just clean them up right away. They can't do anything against Dark Swarm on the drones, which are almost entirely hidden under it. And all he's got to do is consume a couple of lings every few minutes. Ultralisk then out as well. What are the upgrades? We got +1 Carapace. Curious what the attack is. Click on a ling, click on a ling. Lurkers moving in to deal with this. There are spider mines, but the lings, again, the lings clear them out like we talked about earlier. And now there are lings directly on the tanks. And lurkers directly under the Swarm in front of the tanks. And this could be GG right here. I mean, well, he's not going to GG out quite yet. But Mong is very far behind. Zerg is in position to take a 5th base. He's got a very strong force here. He's just going to continue to clear out mines with lings, apparently. Mong, though, at this point, has got an interesting mixture of units, pushing in with both Goliaths, tanks, and vultures at this point. I still haven't seen a science vessel out there, though, which is going to be very needed. And, oh my god! One ling just took out like 7 mines at once. That's huge. That's exactly what we were talking about. Once again, Zerg is pushing out on the tank line here with just Dark Swarm and some lurkers. 5th base does go down. 6th base goes down. Both get scouted, but I'm not sure Zero cares right now. He can deal with this fairly easily. Some Scourge being taken out. Not going to be a huge deal. And Crackling's trying to take out vultures. Not really a good idea, honestly. Typically, that doesn't work out too well for lings. They get taken out in like 1 or 2, or really 2 shots from vultures. More Marines trying to go and harass, and the vultures doing the same at both new expansions that are attempting to go down. More lings come in here. It looks like they should be able to clean up. Enough lings are there to clean up the vulture crew. They do exactly that. The Terran is actually, Mong is up to 4 bases officially at this point. Never got that 5th base up in the bottom middle. And I think he'll struggle without dropping down some turrets or something first. But honestly, it feels like he's starting to be pushed back for the first time this game as those mines get cleared out and he starts to lose that map control. This game's turning into an epic for sure. Mong did use the eraser trick. Thank you, Niao. I didn't see that. So good. He got some value out of it. 12 kills. Okay. Cool. That's good. It still looked like he lost him for free, though, to be honest. But whatever. He's the pro. I'm not. So Mong is at this point trying to figure out a way to secure this map. Zerg's got half the map, and this is where the cancer has already spread. He's got enough bases to support Ultras. Ultras are +1, +4 Carapace. There's only 1 more Carapace upgrade needed. And so he'll be able to focus on +2 just finished for weapon. He's only 1 upgrade off fully upgraded Ultras, and even Spider Mines have difficulty taking out Ultras at that point. The Metal Force feels weak, honestly. It doesn't feel beefy enough to really make an impact here. There are a lot of tanks, but again, Dark Swarm can just delay forever. Forever! Now, he may be able to focus down that hatchery, which would be pretty big. Crackling's continuing to take out vultures for pretty much free here. Vultures trying to take them back into a spider mine, but don't matter. The value is there. And yeah, Zerg's just got really solid delay tactics at this point. We're even going to see a crackling drop, probably directly on top of this tank force, which will be devastating to Mong, as he's not going to be able to deal with that. I mean, that will probably clear things out. He's got a dropship of his own, but I'm not sure it matters. And it looks like he is hitting ooh, ultras are out at this point as well. He is potentially hitting that hatchery now. But, oh, here it comes. Dark Swarm clouding everything up. One of the, one or both of them are actually taken out. Two of the Overlords taken out. One is allowed to get down, though, or allowed to drop. And cracklings are on top of these tanks, and they clean it up without any issue whatsoever. Very minor losses. Low count or low cost units were lost in the Overlord, so honestly, he's probably not that worried. And oh my goodness, very nice drop over there in the 5th base going down for Mong. So Mong, if he can get this 5th base up and running, he's certainly not out of this game, but he is in a tough spot as the harassment continues, and he is not mining out of that base. He's also not mined out his main yet either. But Zerg is starting to really take 50% of the map here, and when Zerg starts to get map control against Terran, that's when you got to worry. But Spider Mines can certainly be a great equalizer here if he gets good Ultra connections. But another drop is going down, which is going to ensure those Ultras stay alive for a at least slightly longer time period. And the Filers are consuming Lings to drop down some more swarms and push in once again. And here we go! Overlord's ready to drop in. Lings are driving those mines back into the base, back into the tank line, I should say. We've got, I don't think any Overlords were dropped or taken out before dropping their payload of Ultralists. And the Ultralists are on top of the tanks. It gets completely cleaned up. Only one tank left and some Spider Mines and some Vultures. And Lurkers out on the field as well. There's pretty much nothing left for Mong, and Mong is going to be taken out here at the 5th and 6th base, or 4th and 5th base that he just put up, and he's forced to retreat here. This is huge. He's mined out at his natural. He's got some minerals at his main. The 3 o'clock's got plenty as well. But really, he needs that 4th and 5th. And at this point, the 5th base is completely compromised. And it looks like Zerg is going to capitalize on this and pushes into... Ooh, very nice Spider Mines there, taking out a couple of Ultras. Oh my god! That was huge, that Spider Mine! But I'm not sure Zero cares. Zero is just totally running. That was an epic Spider Mine. Holy crap. I've never seen a Spider Mine take out 3 Ultras before. And the one Ultras that left has 29 hit points, but it doesn't even matter. The SCVs will never take that out. It'll take them 2 days to get that out. But that Spider Mine will, and 5 are taken out by Spider Mines. So that's the type of value that Mong needs to have to stay in this game. Unfortunately for him, he is down to 2 mining bases, and one of which is partially mined out, being his main. So Zero is got, I would say, maybe 75%, 2/3 map control at this point. And Mong is turtling up. He's got a very good tank line, but Cracklings, man, will tear through that if they can get on top of those tanks, and they do exactly that. Splash takes out a lot of them, but also takes out some of that front tank line, and he is down to... Mong is down to his tanks on the high ground. And with more drops, this gets more and more dangerous. And I didn't see super high Goliath counts. It looks like Zero is actually considering taking the base directly under the expansion of Mong, which would be beautiful bad mannerism if he does do that. Oh, alright, no, that was a Ling in the other base. Come on, Zero! Show me some of your bad side here. Decent Terran force is pushing out at this point, trying to re-establish that base and save those bases, but fully upgraded Ultras are on the way. I think they're fully upgraded anyway. Let's see what he's got. Ling's running in and doing more mine running in damage. Swarm goes down. Ultras dropped on top of the tanks. Tanks going down. Swarm covering the tanks completely. The tanks are definitely going to go down, and it looks like the Ultras are going to survive here. And Mong is unable to resecure that 4th and 5th base. That's going to be huge. And GG comes from Mong. He realizes that there's really no way to get back into this game if he can't even reclaim that base, and that's going to be it. So wow, alright, 8 games down tonight. That was a pretty good set of games. I hope you guys enjoyed it. YouTube, we're going to end it here. We'll see you in the next round of games, which will be maybe tomorrow night. Actually, I don't know if there'll be any games to cast tomorrow night. We'll have to see. If there are, we'll do them. If not, we might play some Hearthstone. We'll see. So thanks for watching. Again, be sure to follow and check us out on RisePubGames Live if you're watching from YouTube, if you can. I know there's time zone issues, of course. But thanks for watching. See you in the next game.